friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan and today is day 20 of Vlogmas. Today I'm going to be doing book recommendations based on some of my favorite holiday movies. But before I get into that, I am going to, of course, share my book gizmo gifts with you. As mentioned in yesterday's video, I forgot to bring my gift up to Anthony's, so I'm going to do days 19 and 20. Okay, so for day 19, we got this little chapstick, and it says Squad 312, which I'm pretty sure is an Aurora Rising reference. And for day 20, we got this wood mark. It says too many books, too few centuries, and it's a book stack with a cat on top. Okay, so yes, it is a Aurora Rising lip balm and a Nevernight inspired wood mark. Alright, so now getting on to the book recommendations. Again, I'm going to be doing some holiday movies. These are no particular holiday movies other than that they're 10 of my favorites. So in no order, I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first one is Home Alone, which is of course the classic movie in which a kid gets stuck at home when his parents accidentally leave him when they're heading to the airport for vacation, and of course some burglars try to break in while he is home alone, and he goes through all these tricks and traps to protect himself. My book recommendation for this is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, or literally any book by Rick Riordan, because he writes incredible middle grade. I feel like Percy totally envelops that character of on his own, but very resourceful and getting through really weird challenges as like a 12-year-old. So I feel like Percy Jackson really vibes with the Home Alone story. Next is The Grinch, and we all know the classic Grinch. This is probably my second favorite movie of all time. I really love the Jim Carrey, of course, but I also really love the new animated Grinch movie. But for this, I chose Scythe. And I chose this. This is a story in which death has been eradicated. So in order to die, you must be taken by a scythe. And we are following two apprentice scythes who are in a competition to become the next scythe. And the person that doesn't win is then killed by the winner scythe. But anyways, I chose this because one of the characters in this definitely has like Grinch vibes. Also, the main villain is trying to disrupt the system and take what the like basic system in place is, which I feel like vibes with Grinch, who's trying to steal Christmas. Next is Polar Express, and that is my absolute favorite Christmas movie. It's totally cozy and just feels perfect right before the holiday season or Christmas specifically. But just for this, I don't actually have any Christmas books, as crazy as that sounds. So I went with the coziest read I could think of, and that was Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is a super cozy summer read in which we are following two authors. One is a literary fiction author and one is a romance writer, and they are both in a writing slump. So they challenge each other to write in the other's genre of choice to get out of their slumps, and they go on these fake dates and research trips together to write in the other's genre, and it's just a totally cozy, totally cute story. There is, some harder topics and some more intense topics in here, but it is cozy as well. Next is Elf, in which a elf from the North Pole discovers that he is actually adopted, and he goes in search of his father and has to restore Christmas spirit and whatnot. So I chose, it's totally not the same vibe, but somehow works. I chose Children of Blood and Bone by Tomiadiemi. This is the story of Zelly, and the reason I chose this is because just like Buddy, who's in search of his dad and restoring Christmas spirit, Zelly is in search of some relics to restore the magic to her clan and to this kingdom. Maybe a little bit of a stretch, but I'm making it work. Next is Christmas Carol, the classic in which Scrooge is a nasty kind of bah humbug character, and in order to restore his Christmas spirit, the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future visit him. And I chose The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen for this. In this, we are following different caste systems, and specifically we are following our main character, who is from the lowest caste, or the Crow caste, and their job in this kingdom is to kind of take care of the dead and like take care of their bodies and their souls and whatnot. And our main character actually has bone magic to take care of these dead bodies. One day, the prince and his bodyguard are announced as dead, but our main character comes to discover they might not be so dead after all. And it's definitely a look into past, present, and future within this story, so I think it also fits those like dark vibes, and I think it fits perfectly. Next is Nightmare Before Christmas. This is kind of one of those Halloween / Christmas movies. I say that like there's more than one, but what could be scarier or more of a nightmare than having to fight your sister for the crown? In this, we are following our main character, who is about to come to her name day, in which she will be restored to her full powers, or not restored, but come into her full powers and officially begin the fight for the crown. And it's so good. It definitely has those Three Dark Crowns vibes, but I feel like this is more what I wanted Three Dark Crowns to be, so definitely pick this one up. Next is The Santa Claus, in which a man accidentally harms Santa and then has to take his place. And for this, I chose The Guinevere Deception because this is a story of King Arthur told from Guinevere's perspective, only this is a little bit skewed because our Guinevere is not the actual Guinevere. Something bad happened to the actual Guinevere, and we have a fake Guinevere taking her place. There's also a little bit of gender bit aspects to this, and it is phenomenal. You can see how much I loved it with all my tabs, and yeah. Next is The Nutcracker, a story in which Clara receives a nutcracker for Christmas, which has magical abilities, and she gets sucked into the world and finds out she's actually a princess. So for this, I chose The Selection by Kiara Cass. This is pitched as, or at least I've heard it pitched as, The Bachelor meets The Hunger Games. I've only read The Selection, but there are, I believe, 5 books and a companion novel to this series. I love this. It's totally a 100% guilty pleasure book, but I have no regrets, and yes, read this. It's fantastic. We are following America, who gets pulled into a competition for the prince's heart, or to become the next queen. And that's perfect because she's getting sucked into a world that's not her own, and there's princess vibes, so Nutcracker. Next is Rudolph, and I couldn't think of a better recommendation for our favorite kind of fantastical creature that is so helpful and whatnot than the Tea Dragon Society. This is a beautiful, diverse graphic novel about a girl who joins and discovers the society in which they care for tea dragons, aka these little dragons right here that you can see that grow plants if you take care of them correctly, that can allow you to look back on your memories. And it's adorable. I mean, look at these tea dragons. If I can find the last page here. Okay. Look at them. They are so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. I just want a hibiscus tea dragon and a peppermint tea dragon. I want them all. Who am I kidding? Last but not least is A White Christmas, a story in which a TV producer or someone is starting to go bankrupt, so they put on a giant show to try to save the company. For this, I chose Caraval. I chose this because it's got like, I don't know why, it gives me like musical vibes, but it's circus-y-ish. But this is the story of Scarlett and Tella, who are sisters that have all they wanted to do is go to Caraval, which is a like week-long scavenger hunt with illusions and magic, and every year is a different challenge and a different prize. This year, Scarlett and Tella are invited, and the prize is one wish of your choice. And Scarlet and Tella arrive, but Tella is kidnapped, and the challenge this year is to find Tella before time runs out. And it just is so phenomenal. I love the whole series. Tella ends up being one of my favorite characters of all time. Highly recommend. But yeah, that is all for today's video. Let me know if you're going to pick up any of these books that I have recommended or what books you would recommend. Also, let me know what your favorite Christmas movie is down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow will be another Mythical Mail Monday, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, friends!